You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us. But it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, Fran.
How are you doing?
I'm good. We're back.
We're back. We did not record these back to back, which was sort of good and bad.
And most likely a bad idea once we start to talk.
Because we had to, but we just spent a few minutes chatting about, like, where did we leave off? What did we talk about? How are we going to do part 2 of our vacation? Which seems so long ago.
It does.
It seems like it was forever ago.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. But it's all good because I listened to the episode, so I know where we left off, and I
Thank heavens.
I refreshed my memory because you know what?
I wish I would have thought of that.
After a bad day at work, Carrie, sometimes just listening to us chit chat, it's not as good as when I get to talk to you in person, but when I just listen to you talk, then it makes me smile.
Cool.
Oh, speaking of which, we got another review.
Oh, go for it.
We did. So this was from Hannah Babana via Apple Podcasts in Canada. And she gave us 5 stars. So thank you very much. And it says, I love this podcast. Helps to cure the Disney blues and always fun to listen to. I look forward to every new episode. Thank you, Hannah.
Yes, thank you.
And the title was, This Show Is My Pixie Dust. Aw, that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So it feels like forever. And you and I literally have not talked in, we don't even know how long.
I don't know. A week or 2.
Weeks. It feels like weeks. It feels like weeks when I haven't talked to you. So we're really happy to come back. What did you say? We need to go on vacation together again so that we can catch up?
Yeah, pretty much. Here.
That's when we talk. We just say, forget it. I'll meet you in Florida and then we'll catch up.
Not a bad plan.
Not a bad plan at all. So this is part 2 of our This Is Magic tour, our trip. The first part that we did of that episode, Carrie, was the whole, we went to Tiana's, we had the party with the brass band, you were shaking your tail feathers. Yeah.
I was just watching those videos the other day. It's so cool.
So it was a very good time. And then we cut the episode as we were basically unceremoniously getting kicked out of Animal Kingdom.
Right.
You had lost your phone.
Unceremoniously getting kicked out of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, that was it. The stay was over. We were out.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yes. And we did
take your swag box and run. Go away.
We did talk about the rain warnings and all that stuff that remember those were coming because because the day we left Animal Kingdom, the heavens opened as soon as we got in the car.
Yep, I remember now. We had umbrellas though.
We did, and we were headed to Old Key West, and halfway to Old Key West, the sun came out and the rain stopped.
Yeah. Remember we had the Lyft driver whose dad was like
the meteorologist or whatever?
Like the chief something or whatever of the army of the country he was from.
Yeah.
And he knew media. He liked talking about the weather because of his dad. So he explained to us how the storms move in that area and why it's rainy in one spot and then somewhere that just seems to be a 5 or 10 minute drive away isn't rainy. And we were like, oh, is that interesting? Talking about how things move one way to, that was pretty cool.
He was interesting.
He was pretty interesting.
Carrie laughs because I got to tell you, if you're going to take like an Uber or Lyft or something when you're on vacation, well, even at home, like, why wouldn't you? I love to talk to the drivers when we get in the car. how's your day? Did you just start driving? I do the same thing for the guys that take me to the airport. I know about their families, what they're doing. It's just fun sometimes. And you get some of the best stories, just like this dude who taught us all about the
Yeah,
weather.
that was a good story. It was really good.
That was a good one. And then remember, wasn't there another one where she had just started her own business?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, there
She,
are interesting people everywhere.
that's for sure.
So that's my tip to you, to everyone listening. Ask your drivers what's going on.
Talk to your Lyft drivers.
Yeah. So,
I
okay, so
suppose.
we got to Old Key West and we
Yep.
spent some time sitting in the lobby.
Oh yeah.
And then we looked for Carrie's like, I don't remember any of this because you see, I have my pictures up, but Carrie was sans phone.
I don't have any pictures.
Carrie has like no pictures. So we at Old Key West, I think that's when you first learned about this whole treasure hunt. What do they call it?
Oh yeah, there was a
Not
scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt. That's it.
So we had to find the orange bird around the resort. So we did that and tried to find, because every day they move this orange bird cardboard stand up thingamajiggy, and then when you find it, you get a sticker, and it goes on your button, and you get a orange bird button. So buttons.
Everybody knows listening. Carrie, stickers and buttons. So Carrie was all over it.
It's like the best thing ever.
But
exactly.
We did get our room eventually and checked in, standard Old Key West room. We were pretty happy with it. We could walk to the front building, even though it wasn't a preferred. It was a little bit of a walk, but not far.
Yeah, not bad.
Wasn't too bad. But once we sort of dropped off our bags, that's when we headed to Disney Springs. And we got to try Summer House on the Lake. Yeah. So
was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That was where we went for dinner first.
Yeah.
I guess according to your photos.
According to my photos, we went to Summer House on the Lake. And
it was good.
It was very good. I had the burger, and Carrie, do you remember what you had? Because I can't tell from the picture.
No.
I took a picture of it. I think it was like some kind of, remember you got like nacho chips or something with it?
Oh yeah, it was like poke nachos. That's what it was.
Poke nachos?
Yeah, like it had tuna on it. I mean, it had
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because I tried the nacho bit, not your tuna bit, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
My burger was very good, and they have cookies.
Yeah, we didn't know that. They have like a huge like that's their thing.
Yeah. So we got a cookie to share for dessert, and then we got a cookie that we took back to the room.
That we never ate.
Did we never eat that?
We didn't eat that cookie.
Good Lord. What's wrong with us?
I don't know.
Oh, because you know why? Remember, I kept opening all the treats we got in that Tiana's box, all the froggy gummies and the chocolate gummies.
That might be. Plus, I'm sure there's lots of other things that we ate as well. On top
that might be why.
Cupcakes.
So we're giving the thumbs up to the summer house.
Yeah, we had a hard time even picking what to order. Like it was a really nice menu. It was hard to decide.
It was very good. Mm-hmm. And then, because Carrie's not going to remember this, do you know what we did after that? We went to the Coca-Cola store.
Oh, yeah. It's like, this is the best.
Like a whole new trip. Carrie's getting to relive it all over again.
Yeah, we went into the Coca-Cola store. That was fun because I'd never been in the Coca-Cola store. I never been in the M&M store either because it's just something that I don't ever really want to do.
Yeah.
But
so anyways, we did both.
Was fun.
We did both. We both got custom Coca-Cola cans.
Mm-hmm.
Those were fun.
And economical too, like for a gift or a souvenir is only like $8, right?
Yeah.
And there was lots of neat merch in there. Like I don't really, care for sodas one way or the other, but like I think there was some pretty neat Coca-Cola merch that I'd be sporting if I wanted to,
Yeah.
Sport some Coca-Cola merch. Like they had touristy stuff, but they had some really nice stuff in there. It was a huge store.
They did. Yeah.
Of all merch.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Mhm.
fun. And then honestly, that was the end of our night. I think we went back.
Is that the night we ran into Curtis, or was that the
No,
second time? No, we did that. Okay, sorry.
no,
We went to Disney
that's
Springs
later.
like 4 times in one.
It's all blurring. It's all blurring together.
Like every single day, we probably went to Disney Springs.
Yeah, pretty much because
So
we left. It was very rainy.
that was Tuesday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Which day's which.
It was a day of the week. It wasn't a week. But we left Disney Springs and we went back because the next picture I have is of our little table. And I posted it on Instagram, our shared work desk, because
wait a minute. Are you sure? What day did we go to Hollywood Studios?
later, I've got those pictures come later.
Okay, so we left Animal
This was
Kingdom
our first day.
we left on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, but
right?
we checked out late. Like we were there until like 11 because remember I didn't get Bell Services to come help me, and it took me forever to get my suitcase plus my laptop bag plus everything else plus my 2 cases of water.
I was in the lobby and I was like, "Uh-oh, I wonder what happened."
And you couldn't text me to find out, and I couldn't text you to tell you I was going to be late.
We went for dinner. Then it's the next day.
It's the next day because we did a lot of work too. So Carrie, we worked a lot too.
Okay.
Yes.
Is the next day Hollywood Studios Day?
No, well, I'm not there yet. The next day we walked up to the front because we had to do the Orange Bird thing again. And we went in the community hall. You had us all over the place looking for this Orange Bird.
Okay.
And remember the girl finally, she had to give us a hint of where it was.
It's all a blur. When did we have lunch? Didn't we have lunch, takeaway lunch?
I think that was
the next day.
That was the day we had takeaway lunch there. And then that was the day we were photographing buses. Remember the nice bus driver stopped to let us
That's one good thing for Old Key West. When you're in that area and you have to walk back to your room, whatever buses are coming by, you can get some sweet photos of these nice long, like the whole bus, nobody waiting.
Yep. Exactly.
So we stood there like morons waiting for the buses to go by so we could get really cool videos of the cool buses.
Yep, that was pretty much
not
part of
the plain buses,
that was part
not
of our
the
day.
Boring buses. We were waiting for the good buses to come by, like the Lion King bus. And remember what other ones we saw?
Yeah, so I could take pictures. Carrie could.
I took some pictures, didn't I? No, I had no phone.
So that day we had lunch, and then we came back to get some work done, because I have a picture of me sitting on the balcony with the beer and then another picture of us with our computers, because then we wanted to get freshened up because it had been raining and blah, 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 because when I'm titling this episode, by the way, like doing nothing at Old Key West, because we literally went from, we got up, we did some work, we went and ate, looked for Orange Bird, took some pictures of some buses, did a little more work. And then the next picture is we went to Olivia's for dinner.
Oh, well, that was good. So we didn't go anywhere that day because it was rainy too, right?
Yeah.
That day it rained quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we went to Olivia's.
Was good. We went early. We went for early dinner with all the seniors, but there was nobody there but us. Yeah. Because we're sitting there eating and like nobody's in the restaurant. We're like, how does this place stay open? And we're like, why don't people come here? It's the best.
I know.
And then as time went on, it was like packed, and we're like, oh, because we just went for dinner at like 5:15 or 4:45 or whatever it was. We were like, isn't this bizarre? Like, don't people know about this place? Don't DVC people stay here? Don't DVC people eat here? Maybe everybody's at Disney Springs. Maybe that's why it's not so busy here. Maybe they're still at the parks. And then we just had to wait for the real dinner time. And then the restaurant was like jammed. And we were done.
Pretty much. We were like old retirees. But Olivia's, like that restaurant, it's such a good place. Even if you're not staying there, going over for dinner.
What did I eat?
What did
Did
Carrie
I have the
eat?
pasta?
You, yes, because of course I have a picture of it. First, we got the bread, and then you had the pasta, and I, of
I
course,
think
had
it
the
had
fried
shrimps in it.
chicken. Yeah,
I think it had shrimps in
it
it.
had huge shrimps in it because you were very
Okay.
excited about the size of
That's
the
pretty much the
shrimps.
only reason I can get, I'll even order a pasta ever is if there's shrimps in it. Because that was probably what I thought was the best offering.
Yes, yes.
So I didn't feel like fried chicken.
How can you be at Olivia's and not have the fried chicken, man? It's so
I
good.
think I've only ever had it once. It's good, but
Oh my
I don't.
gosh. And that gravy, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So the two senior citizens had dinner at like 4:30. And then we were done dinner when the crowd came in. And then shockingly, where do you think we went?
Probably look through the store.
We did because I have pictures of t-shirts that I was looking for that we never found in my size.
Yeah, I think we looked in the store all the time to see if we could find
Yeah.
something. I was
Yeah.
looking for something specific and we couldn't find it anywhere. Remember my little search
Nowhere.
that I was looking for or something
I know.
for a request from home and we looked everywhere and couldn't find it anywhere.
Everywhere.
So anyways,
That was so
yeah,
disappointing.
we probably
We went everywhere.
looked in the store and then went back to our room to
No.
watch TV.
No, we went to Disney's
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
because I have pictures of Once Upon a Toy and the lightsaber.
Is that the time? Is that the night we saw Curtis? Listen to me. Is that the night we met Curtis?
Is that the night we met Curtis? Let me just look. No, that was the first night that we saw Dreams That Soar. Remember the first night we didn't see Curtis. So this was the first night we went. We did the lightsabers. We were gonna go see Dreams That Soar.
We didn't do lightsabers. We were taking pictures of stuff. We were walking around.
We didn't build them.
Things.
Yeah, we didn't build them. But then we were gonna watch Dreams That Soar down at the other end, but it was packed.
Yeah.
Packed. So we were like, oh, forget this. We're not standing in that crowd. So we walked down the other end.
Like, wasn't I like didn't I attempt to get the Dole Whip flight like twice or three times that trip and
you never got it.
I never got it. So I get sidetracked. Either we're full or it started to rain and there was nowhere to sit. So no Dole Whip that night.
Oh,
so that's how we
because remember it started to rain and I was like, well, just wait till it pours and then the line will clear and you can go get your Dole Whip. But then you didn't want it because it was pouring.
No. And it was probably getting kind of late too.
It was. But we did watch Dreams That Soar from there. So we were down by the Dole Whip.
Swirls on the Water or whatever.
Swirls on the Water. And we watched it from there. And it wasn't bad.
Down by T-Rex.
Yeah.
No, not T-Rex. Down by Rainforest Cafe.
Right.
The volcano. Yeah.
So what did you, because that was your first time seeing Dreams That Soar.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's really cool.
And remember the dad that was beside us?
Oh my goodness. That was the best part. That was the best part. That is the magic of Disney. And that's the experience the experiences you get that just remind you why. Like this dad was just going crazy over when the Death Star. Honest to he was like, wow, he was and he just kept going and going, and then the Guardians thing came, the Guardians oh my goodness, he I don't even think his kids were even watching, but he was watching and he thought it was awesome. Like this dad thought it was truly totally awesome. Yep. Like it wasn't even like he couldn't believe it was drones. He was just like the fact that it was Star Wars. That's what it was wowing him.
You could hear him gasping. Like every time it changed, he was like, oh.
It was awesome. It was really, really cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's that's what I remember the most about that first experience for sure.
So we walked down because we do lifts a lot when we're there. So we got dropped off at the one end.
That's our route. We get dropped off at the one end. We walk down to the other end and get on the lift from the other side.
Yes. Remember, we met the nice driver. He dropped us off by the Cirque du Soleil. He was lovely. His wife worked down there. But yes, so we walked back and then we got on the lift at the other end down by the marketplace. So that was that night. We were done that day. And then
The next day, Disney Springs. Oh no. Yeah, we
Hollywood
probably went to
Studios.
Disney Springs.
Hollywood Studios.
Are you sure? Was that like we didn't do that earlier? Like I just remember when we went to Hollywood Studios, we
Yeah.
got up and moseyed about, and
Yeah.
then we got to Hollywood Studios maybe like just before lunchtime,
Yeah.
and we moseyed, did our few little stops, and by I don't know, 2 o'clock, we were done. Like literally done. Like exhausted from the heat,
Yeah.
overheated.
Yeah.
Like our temperature was like through the roof. Like we could handle no more. And we really just walked in and out of air conditioning, sat and waited for a reservation,
Yes.
ate, and then left. And by the time that was all done, we were like our physical
Spent.
beings were maxed out. That's
Yeah.
why I thought it was a little bit earlier. I thought it was maybe the first full day we were at Old Key West, but I guess it was later, a little bit later
Yeah.
on.
Because we had our carrot cake cookie when
Yeah,
we
had our
got
carrot cake
there
cookie. Yeah,
because we wanted that to tide us over because we got our lunch reservation or our dinner was it a lunch or a dinner we had?
it was no, it was lunch. It was like one something. Like
Yeah.
when we were walking from the lift into
You,
the gates,
yeah.
you looked to see what we could book,
Yeah.
and we
We
could pretty much book anything. Like we were thinking, what could we could book everything at Hollywood Studios. We could have booked
any
prime
dining.
time, we
Yep.
could have booked sci-fi, and then we were debating whether we stay there or even like look for something a little later to go to Epcot. Like we
Yes.
could have booked whatever we wanted within an hour or two.
Yeah. I was amazed how many reservations were available.
Yeah.
So we decided on because I hadn't been Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Mhm.
Um, so I was very excited. So we were just basically at Hollywood Studios killing time until that reservation, which
Wasn't
was a
really
little
our
later.
plan when we were just going to go into the
No.
park to go into the park for a little bit, and
Well,
then
we
we
were
were
going
like,
to
oh,
go
let's
look
see.
for the shopping stuff that you were looking for on my
Yeah.
t-shirts and the stuff you were looking for. And of course, we had to
Mhm.
go see the Muppets. Um, of course, we saw Muppets 3D. That was the only attraction we did, right?
We
Yeah.
did at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the only thing we did. We did the Muppets and then we walked back out. We didn't even walk through Galaxy's Edge, I don't think.
It was too hot.
It was too hot. We were
Like,
both like dying. Like the heat was
look up at the stores, sit and have a cookie, look in the store some more, walk over to Muppets, sit in air conditioning in Muppets, then
yeah.
walk over to the restaurant. And we waited a half an hour for the restaurant reservation before we could check in, or however long we had to wait for
Yeah.
the check in. Then we had to wait for the reservation. Went in to eat, ate, and then when we were
Left.
leaving, we were like, "This sucks. Get out of
Yeah.
here!"
We had to get out. We
Like
had to
that's how
get
much
out.
we did to get us to the point where we were like, "Yeah, let's go back and do nothing at Old Key."
While we were sitting outside waiting for our reservation to start, I have a picture, a selfie that we took, and I swear, like we look as if we'd been pulled through a bush backwards.
We
It,
looked like we rope dropped and have been. It looks like we left the room at 6 a.m. to rope drop,
my hair was
and
7 feet tall. You're all red from the
we
sun.
got to the park at 11:30. Spoiler alert.
Oh, but we
That's
were
pretty
very
much,
happy with our reservation because once our
yeah.
body temperatures cooled down, we could sit and enjoy our food.
It was really good. It's a good value, I think.
Carrie, it was delicious.
Hmm.
It was really good. So they like the salads. What did they put in that? Like that's not just plain watermelon. I could have eaten just gallons of watermelon. But that could have been because I was so hot. But the bread, the dipping bread, oh,
Yeah, everything was good. And all the sauce, like they give you a whole table full of sides. Like there's only two of us. And like the table is full. Like it's like a little table for two. And like you can't even, every single
We
inch of
couldn't
the table's
move.
covered with a little bowl or a big bowl or whatever. Like we got the it's like a barbecue, obviously. So we got the plant-based too, though. So we got the meat and then we got the plant-based one to try it. Oh, like you
Right.
tried it last time, but you wanted to try it too. So
Yes.
um so yeah, but between those two platters and then like the
All the
16 little
sides.
little bowls they give you, we didn't have any room. And there's like ways like there's so much food even just for the two of us, like way more than we could ever eat.
Yeah. There was a lot of food. But it was so delicious. Like those tater tots, so good. The macaroni, so good. The beef, all like even all the plant-based. The only thing I didn't like, well, I'm not a big fan of beans normally. Um, I wasn't real big on the corn on the cob.
Mhm.
I think that was the only thing I was kind of like, meh. It was okay, but it didn't like
Yeah.
wow me.
I wonder too, like if you go there often, like if you can say, no corn, but like double tater tots or something, if you do that, because it's supposed to be all you care to eat, right? Like if you actually
Yeah.
could finish, and like when we're sitting there, like where we sat was the exact same table that my sister and I sat at. And I was telling you about like the people that sat beside us because it's a regular table, and you should have saw the food they brought out. And then we're sitting at the exact same table, and then there's a family of six that comes there, and it's like the food that they like little kids
Yeah.
barely eat anything, and they like their table is full just like ours is, but it's for six people sitting at the table. And like like is it possible that even a larger group would be able to finish anything and ask for more? Like maybe some people do like the favorites, right? Like if
Maybe.
everybody at the table likes the pork ribs or whatever, then maybe they got to be like, hey, bring us some more ribs. But it just seems like lots and lots of food.
It was a
That's way
ton
too
of
much.
food. It was.
They should let you have like if the thing is that they're giving you one of everything, they should really have like a little take a container where you can put all your little bits of leftovers. Like I can see not wanting you to, order more to get takeout, but like honestly, if you just do the first round, they should have a cute
Yeah.
little takeout container so you can bring some of that stuff home or back to your room or even snack a little bit later.
It was
Like we
so
probably could have
good.
nibbled on those tater tots a little
Oh
bit
my
later.
gosh. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was
And the
really good.
buns.
And I love the buns
Because
and
you had didn't they have like red pepper jelly? That's what you liked, right?
the
Wasn't it
red
something
pepper
like that?
jelly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's what if anybody was listening, you put that stocking stuffing for Fran because she really liked it.
I really did. I wonder, did they sell it in the grocery stores here? I should write that down
Yeah, it's
because
pretty popular, I think.
is it
Red pepper jelly.
red
Like popular
pepper?
enough, like you can get it wherever.
I need to see.
Mhm.
I mean, jelly's not something I like
You
normally
don't
eat, but
regularly buy.
yeah, but
It's
that
one of
was
those
really
things you
good.
get like at like a craft like at a craft sale or a bake sale or something like that. Usually people
Mm,
you probably should get it somewhere like that, not from the
okay.
grocery store.
Not from like Loblaws or Walmart or something. I
No,
shouldn't go on Amazon. Red pepper jelly. Um,
no.
and I loved the plates there. The plates, even though they were China plates, they look like paper plates.
Oh
Um,
yeah, they were melamine plates, but they look like a white paper plate with all the ridges all around, like around
yeah.
the edge.
And the whole Andy's coming thing, there was a little boy at a table sort of diagonal to us. And when they did the whole Andy's coming and the whole like that whole restaurant, everyone was committed to freezing. And I was just watching this little boy, and I don't know, maybe he was like 6 or 7 or something, but his face, and he was looking at his parents because you could tell he really wanted to laugh, but he didn't want to get caught by Andy. And he was just
Mm.
like, it was the joy on his face that he was participating in this. It's the magic of Disney. It's like the father at the thing and the kid. Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
And I like it
So
because then
fun.
the restaurant quiets for a couple minutes.
It's a loud restaurant.
Oh, it's like peace and quiet.
And the dessert was good too.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, everything was good. It was awesome.
It was very good. But
Just
then
what we needed after a long morning in the parks.
and then the next picture is Carrie and Fran go back to the hotel. And honestly, the skies opened and it poured. So there was a lot of rain the time we were there. There was a lot of rain. So, we kind of assuage
More than
some of the
normal,
guilt,
more than
some
the
of the guilt
regular.
of let's just sit in the room and work because it was pouring.
Mhm.
Yeah. But then something fun happened.
If you're a Disney fan, then you should listen to Carrie and Fran. They laugh and chat and help you make a plan. If you're going to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, and you will become a Pixie Dust fan.
We got a text message. Well, not we.
Right.
You didn't. I did. I got a text message. No, I did not. You were checking your messages on your computer because
Laptop.
Carrie was only connected via laptop. And
so when I got back to the room, I opened up that sucker and checked my messages.
And you had a message from Lost and Found.
Yes, that perhaps my phone may have been found.
Yes. And it was at Disney Springs. That's the Lost and Found they said you had to go to. And they basically said we had something that could be your item.
Yeah, I think that was how it was worded.
So we spent a considerable amount of time discussing what shape this item might be in, whether it was nuts and bolts, a baggie of water.
A baggie of water with a lily pad in it.
Because you dropped this down into...
It was in the flume,
Tiana's
in the water.
Bayou, Splash Mountain, Carrie's phone right in.
Yep. 1,000%. I saw it happen.
Yeah. So then we've got, by the time this message comes in, we had maybe...
Because I had to wait till I got back to my room to check my messages.
So we had like an hour to get there before it closed.
Yeah, it closed at 8:00. And we were going to Disney Springs the next day, but someone was like, no, let's go now. We got to see if your phone's your phone. And I'm like,
well, what else were we going to do? I was like, we need to know now. I just had visions of a Ziploc bag. This is the night we saw
Curtis. This is the night we saw Curtis, right? Yes. So that's why I made it worth it.
It did. It did.
And Alec.
Yes. Okay. So we get to Disney Springs. And we're booking it.
Just in the nick of time.
Booking it to this.
And I knew where the Lost and Found was. The Lost and Found's at where the bus loop
I wasn't convinced.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was somewhere else. But Carrie was determined and she was right.
Mm-hmm. We were hustling.
We were hustling all the way there. And it was hotter than Hades. And the sweat was dripping. But we wanted to see if we were going to get this.
There's no time to stop for a bottle of water.
The nuts and bolts in a baggie of water. Let's just get the phone. And then at least we know that Carrie's phone is gone for good. And you can go and get a new one.
Yeah, for sure. That was the thing. I just wanted to make sure. I just kind of wanted to know where it was. I didn't like the idea of my phone being out in nothing forever. Never knowing where it ended up.
Yeah, exactly.
If it stayed in the bayou, if it went in the garbage.
Exactly.
Somebody took it home and took it apart.
Ordering on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we booked it. Carrie got to the window.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I think you got something of mine.
And I gave her the little slip and she handed over my phone. It was it in a baggie? It wasn't in a baggie.
According to my pictures, it was not in a baggie.
There was no baggie. There was no rice. There was no lily pads. There was no frog goo. There was just
your pop socket was on it.
My pop socket was on it. I flipped the phone over and like anybody with a cell phone reflex touches the side button to turn your screen on. And my phone was powered on still and it had 7% battery. And it was just like my regular phone. Nothing was wrong with it. Powered on, powered off. And from Monday at 4:00-ish to Thursday at 7:30 p.m., there was still 7% battery left.
And it had
It was
been
pretty amazing.
it had a full park day on Tiana's Bayou. It was,
Yeah.
when I saw that light come on, I was like, no.
Couldn't believe it.
I couldn't. I have a picture of you literally turned the phone on. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, so it must have dropped right through the ride, like in the water and then through the ride to the ground. Because if it sat in water for a certain amount of time, it definitely wouldn't be working.
Harry, seriously, man.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Like, what a phone. What a
Samsung.
phone. Like, I know she's going to tell me it's Samsung. It's Samsung. Maybe if it had been an iPhone, maybe not. But yeah, it worked.
It was pretty cool. So then I was back in action.
Carrie's back in action. She's online. She's
After
got
I
a
charged
phone.
it.
Well, yeah, she had to charge it. But we decided to walk down.
As per usual.
As per usual, because, you know, you go in one end, you come out the other. We walk through the shops, and then we decided to plant ourselves.
To get a Dole Whip.
To get a Dole Whip. Because Carrie was going to get a Dole Whip. And there was a little table next to the Dole Whip place that we could sit down. And I was going to get a water, you were going to get a Dole Whip, and we were going to just chill for a bit. Because the stress and everything was all, and the heat, we were just chill. Because, you know, we'd had a busy day. And then our friend Curtis saw our story on Instagram and was like, are you here? At Disney Springs? So then, him and Alec came and met us, and we sat at that table.
Sat there for chatting.
And then Carrie didn't get her Dole Whip. I didn't get my
We watched the drone show again from
We
the
did?
seats, which was a very good angle, better than standing where we were the other night on the bridge.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good, actually.
Yeah, we just sat and chatted and chatted and chatted and chatted and chatted.
And then that was us. Yeah. That was us. So that was the end of that day. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, we actually started with the M&M store. That was when we went in the M&M store. It wasn't the same day as the Coca-Cola.
We went back to Disney Springs again.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't even need to say we went back to Disney Springs because that's really all we did.
Yeah, that's all right, though.
That's all right. We went back to Disney Springs. We did the M&M store. We went in and took a peek around Everglades.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. Remember, we went and looked at the donuts because Carrie had big aspirations for the donuts. But we were on our way to the movies.
Right.
So we decided, neither one of us have ever tried this before. Like our friend Juanita told us about, she does it all the time. And I know other people do it all the time. These movie theaters with chairs that are recliners, and you can order food to come to your seat in the movie. People are listening to this like where YouTube been for years, but we'd never done
that. Have that at my local Cineplex Odeon.
Mine neither. So it was so flipping hot that week. We were just like, let's plan an activity in air conditioning. And since Inside Out 2 had just come out,
it was that day. Yeah.
We were like, well, if we go during the day when the kids are in school, it shouldn't be too busy. And it wasn't. It was so perfect. It was so perfect.
Yeah, big seats. They pretty much like recline, like you can lay flat.
Yeah.
Like my place has recliners, but like not like that. They don't recline exactly like that. But the little table you pull up and you just sit there and chow down.
It was insane.
You had a burger, right? Did you have a burger?
Of course, because I usually have a burger, and you had nachos.
I had nachos, I think, and popcorn.
And a ginormous bucket of popcorn.
I know the popcorn wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't. I was a little disappointed in the popcorn.
Because if it was better, like, because it was refilled, we could have just gotten one to bring back to the room. Especially if we did it earlier in the week, we could have.
Yeah,
a big bucket of popcorn. But yes, it was so much that we didn't want to refill. Like, it was kind of not the greatest popcorn.
No, but we've got some great selfies of us sitting in these chairs, reclined, our legs out, our, eating our dinners or our lunches, I guess. And then we saw the movie, and the movie was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That was around lunchtime. We went to the first movie of the day, right?
We did. Yeah. Yeah, it was a lunchtime one. I loved the movie. I actually think I loved it more than the first one, if that's possible.
Yeah, I liked it. I never really thought about that. I liked it better.
No?
No bing bong.
No bing bong, but they had anxiety. Anxiety and embarrassment, and ennui. Oh, I think they were so fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good. I don't want to, no spoilers, but we both enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I drank some soda pop.
You did? You even got a refill before we left?
Mm-hmm.
And then we walked down towards the Lego store to meet our friend Rebecca and her friend.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Rebecca did tell me that she was telling her friend before we arrived, I'll bet you these two haven't been on a single attraction all week, aside from Tiana's. But you know what? Now that I'm looking at the pictures, you're wrong because we did the Muppets.
Yeah, we did more than, didn't we? Didn't we do anything? I think I did a few things at Epcot the day I was at Epcot.
Yeah,
maybe no. I went on Guardians.
That's
it.
Yeah.
Guardians, Tiana's.
Yeah.
Muppets.
So yeah, that was the extent of our
That's the best.
Yeah. So doing nothing. So we sat and chatted with Rebecca and her friend for a while. And then Carrie went to
the Lego store.
Yeah.
And bought some Lego.
Came out with a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Said room my luggage.
Well,
after a big ginormous box of Tiana merch that we got.
I brought that whole box home.
And did it do well?
It did well. Yeah.
That's good.
It did okay.
I still had room for a little bit of Lego.
See? Worked well.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went back to our room, freshened up, and then we met your friend.
Oh yeah, Leanne. We met her at.
We met Leanne.
Riverside. Yeah, we went to Riverside.
We went to Riverside for dinner, which is nice. All we did is eat. All we did is eat.
Well, when you were talking about
every
lunch,
picture, I'm looking. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, we went to the movies. What'd you have? A burger and nachos. What did you do?
Well, when we were talking about the movies, I was thinking in my head, like, where did we have for supper? And I was already thinking about what was that. I'm like, but what did we do for supper that day? If we had movies at lunchtime,
we went to Riverside and we had a lovely dinner and a nice chat and some cupcakes.
Yeah,
remember we got the cupcakes.
Yep.
And we even
got the plant-based meatloaf. I've had that there a few times. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I had the pasta. I really like the pasta there.
Did I have the plant-based meatloaf? Isn't that what I had?
You did. Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
The big
Sometimes
thing
I get the
of like
salmon
mashed
when I go
potatoes.
there too.
Yeah, no. And then we got the cupcakes. Cupcakes, meh. Yeah. We've had better. It wasn't a good night for cupcakes. It wasn't.
No.
But it was a lovely evening. And then we
probably looked in the store and we saw Yeehaw Bob.
We saw Yeehaw Bob.
Was playing.
Yeah. He's always fun. And then
place was just booming with Yeehaw Bob.
It was.
Everybody was having fun.
It was. And then that's all she wrote.
We went home the next day.
The next day we went home. I do, however, have a picture of Carrie's bed. So the Old Key West has 2 beds. And I got up one morning and I look over at Carrie's bed and I swear to God, she couldn't have had more things on top of her. I guess because I had the air conditioning so low. Yeah. It was a little chilly, I guess, in the room. Yeah.
Not really. The pillows are fluffy.
A little bit.
They're a little too fluffy there. They were a little too fluffy, those Old Key West pillows.
Yeah. And then that was
too
it.
Fluffy for my liking.
I had a early afternoon flight. And then
Yeah.
you had a nighttime flight.
Mm-hmm. But I had a phone.
You had a phone, so it didn't matter. You didn't care. Yes. Yeah. I had mine. Mine was around lunchtime, so I left you at Old Key West, and you flew home Porter.
Yeah, I flew home Porter, and it wasn't until like 8 o'clock at night. So,
And it
yeah.
was on time though, right?
It was on time. Yep. Yeah, I hung out with some friends, got a ride to the airport, so I didn't have to worry about my ordering an
Right.
Uber without a phone anyways.
Yeah, because we stressed about that when you didn't have your phone. It was like, how's Carrie getting to the airport? How is she going to stay in touch? Yeah.
Did I go into the lounge? I might have went into the.
Yeah, you said you were going to go into the Porter Lounge. Yeah.
I don't even know if I had. I can't even remember or whatever lounge, if I did that or not. But it wasn't too. Like, I think the flight was on time.
Relatively on time.
I did go to the lounge because I was in Terminal C. I'm trying to remember. Like, I'm picturing myself in the other terminal, but no, I was in the new terminal. So yeah, I went to the lounge because I was there early, and the lounge was jammed, and I just sat in the lounge and like ate lots of food, drank coffee and soda, and waited for my plane.
Nice.
The lounge over there is nice, but it's busy. Oh my goodness. Like, you could barely find a seat. Like, there were some people walking around, like, traveling a single, and like some of them, like I'd invite them to sit with me. I'm like, do you want to have a seat? Like, because like I'm at a 2-seater and people can't find a place to sit. Like, it's so busy in there. So busy, but
they should have made it maybe a little bigger, or maybe it's just later in the day.
It's very big. It's pretty much it's pretty big. It's just I think lots of people so many people have access with all their credit cards and all that stuff. More people have access. But anyways, so yeah, it was an easy day going home.
And that was it. That was all she wrote. Then we were home.
Mm-hmm.
The trip goes by so fast. And, it's funny. So when I look back on the trip and people are, when I talk to people about, I have sort of a tolerance for how long I can be with people. It's just who I am. Living alone, I'm not used to being with people for a long time. But you and I, it's funny because we talk. So, I say to people, I am comfortable in silence with Carrie. So we could sit silent together, no problem.
Yeah.
But we don't.
We do.
We're usually
sometimes.
Pretty much a lot of the time. Like, we literally could talk about anything.
Of course, because what else we're gonna run out of like exciting things to talk about.
But we do. But it's always
about like
it's interesting.
Our favorite color pens or something. I don't know.
We do. I think we've had that conversation. Maybe not favorite color, but favorite pens. Yeah. So we do. We have those kind of conversations. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, next time I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to give you some silence.
But it's good because we could just like it and it just flies by. Like, there's never a time where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm done. It just works. Like, yeah.
That's going to be a challenge. Be like, I got to get rid of her.
Not at all.
I've had enough.
Honestly, like, you're so easy to travel with. So easy to travel with.
I could travelers. What do we like? I could take applications. I'd be like, take me anywhere you want. I promise.
I'll write you a letter of reference.
Travel companion. Looking for a travel companion? Got nobody to travel with? Where do you want to go?
You're going to see this commercial on TV. I'll write the reference. Carrie will be advertising.
5 days at Magic Kingdom? No, thank you. Disneyland? Yeah. You gotcha.
Oh, sounds good. It was a good trip. It was a very good trip. Yeah. Now it feels like forever ago. It does. But I think we've talked everybody's ear off. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we have.
We have.
Oh, good grief. Another trip report of nothing.
I know. But that's who we are. It's, But we're going to have some new stuff. We got some new topics. We might have a guest or two coming up. So, woohoo. So,
There's some news to talk about too. Like maybe we could talk. We could talk about some Disney stuff, some Disney park stuff.
Yeah.
Some news that would be a good one to perhaps do next time.
That would be lovely. So we will get to that for sure. But as with the end of every episode, it's time to share our pixie dust, something that brought you joy this week. Carrie?
Because it's been a little crazy.
The week,
for both of us.
Yeah.
Since we got back from our trip, it's been a little crazy.
I think we've literally sent each other messages being like, "You okay?" Because
and they just get Are you there?
Are you there?
Are you still kicking? Are you still?
Yeah.
I know we've been a little too busy that we don't even really connect on the weekends, and that's usually when we would connect, right?
I know. Maybe it's just summer weekends. That's what happens, and yeah. But you've got some pixie dust.
Yes, so I got some mail. Everybody knows how much I love mail. and y'all, you get in the mailbox and just super flyers.
Yes.
And I got a cute little bubble mailer from one of our friends. Her name is Ashley, but we'll say it's Ashley T. Do we know more than one Ashley T? We're not going to have the Ashleys wondering because we've got a few Ashleys.
We know a few Ashleys. It's Ashley T.
It's Ashley T.
Yeah.
Our friend Ashley T.
Yes. Ashley T.
She doesn't spell the T, as far as I know. She just is Ashley T. I don't know if she drinks tea. Maybe she could let us know. Anyway, she sent me something in the mail, and it is a Kermit pin. And the fun thing about it is she said, you may have this one. Spoiler alert, I do have this one because I got all the Kermit pins, most of the Kermit pins. But she said, you never can have too many frogs. And that is so true.
Aww.
As I sit in my office filled with Kermit the Frogs, I will put this one on display. You see?
Nice. You see I love it. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a good one. It's one that says I don't think I'm pretty sure I have this one. It says it's easy being green.
Oh.
And it's Kermit. So that brought
that's so nice.
That brought a smile to my day because I got mail.
Yeah.
That I love. And it's Kermit mail, number 2. And 3, it's a little crazy right now. And I don't even know which way's up. So it was a nice little surprise. So thank you, Ashley.
Oh, that is nice.
T.
Oh, Ashley T.
T. What about you? What's your pixie dust?
My pixie dust is that I bought myself some new shoes. Yeah. It's not really that exciting. It just so happens that every time I go to order these shoes, they're out of stock. And they were finally in stock. So I thought they were. How do
you know which ones? So these are the On Cloud ones, right? That's what they're officially called. They look like QOON, whatever.
Yeah.
They're called
I
On.
love them. Yeah. I think they're called On.
How do you know which ones? Like they all kind of look this. Like how do you know which ones are the ones you should have? Like do they have runners and they have walking shoes? Like
they do. They have different kinds.
Sort of the same.
Yeah, but this one I got is basically it's almost the same as the style I have right now. So I figured, and they have refunds. You can get a free refund for within 30 days or something. So I just figured I may as well order it because you go online and you can't figure out what store has them and which are they going to have your size. I went into Sport Check on the weekend and I don't know, maybe these people don't work on commission, but I was in there for like 15 minutes waiting for somebody to come and say, do you want me to go check if we have that in your size? I was ready to go in the back and get it myself. And then I just finally gave up. I was like, forget this. And I left. So then I ordered it online and it just came
on Sport. What website did you order from?
On the on website.
Oh, from directly.
Yeah.
I know I looked at our Sport Check here and they only had men's for that brand. And then I had to go to the whatchamacallit store, the running store. So I tried them on to see what size, which I can't even remember what size fit me, but they only had like crazy colored, like they had like bright hot pink ones or something like that. They didn't have any any colors that I like, so I couldn't have bought a pair that time. But I did try them on to know what size, but I don't remember what size.
So you're gonna have to go back.
I can't order them online anymore because I don't remember what size.
Right.
Or the size that fit me the best.
That's the thing. I don't like all the crazy colors and stuff like that. I just want plain white running shoes, white with a little black in it, some gray, something that'll go with everything.
I think the ones that when I went shopping were like forest green and like
yeah,
and
it's too much.
Like fluorescent something and something. So.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
That's good. You got fresh shoes. You got fresh kicks.
I got fresh shoes. So yeah, that was it. That's my pixie dust. Well, if you've listened this far, thank you. If you feel like leaving us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, it really, really, really helps. And share the podcast with anybody that you think might want to listen to us. Or, if you want to torture someone, I don't know. But
and reviews make us happy.
They do. They're like our pixie dust.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, email us, leave us a review, tell us what kind of stuff you'd like to hear about.
Send us a postcard.
Send us a postcard.
In the mail.
Carrie loves her mail.
Why didn't we do that? Pen pals. We could have the Pixie Dust.
Oh my gosh, Carrie wants pen pals.
Just so that I can get some mail.
Some mail. Yes, Carrie loves mail. All right. Well, Thank you again for listening, and we will be back in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.